Myself, Dr. Rajni Bala, Assistant Professor, Department of Political Science, Arya College, Ludhiana. Today, I am going to discuss with you on the topic Emerging Trends in Indian Politics for BA fourth semester. The emerging trends of Indian politics showed that in India, there are many changes. Of course, India is a pluralistic society where many religions, many castes, minorities of people are living in India. So, due to these diversities, Indian politics is influenced by so many factors. Changes came before and after independence. So now I am going to discuss on these points one by one. First of all, multi-party system. In India, like France, there is multi-party system, not two-party system, but more than two or three political parties are there. Through multi-party system, new problem arises as no single party gets majority to form the government. Coalition governments are there. There are so many examples when there were coalition governments. So when there is coalition government, so there is a need to get the support of other political parties, and it became clear weak government came before us, and of the growing influence of regional political parties. Regional political parties are in large number in India. Shromani Akali Dal in Punjab, National Conference and People's Democratic Party in Jammu and Kashmir, Indian National Lok Dal in Haryana, Samajwadi Party in Uttar Pradesh, and there are so many other political parties. And there is an evidence during 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th Lok Sabha elections, the regional parties gave a respectable support to national political parties, and with their support, national political parties framed their government. So their influence is going on increasing. Next, decline of the influence of national parties. There are so many national political parties in India, and they are not so in a position to gain the majority at central level. In the 13th Lok Sabha elections, Bharatiya Janata Party had 182 seats, Congress 114 seats, 114. Communist Party of India Marxist has only 33 seats, whereas the position of Indian national political parties was quite poor. In 14th Lok Sabha, Congress secured only 145 seats, BJP 136, Communist Party of India Marxist 43 seats, and the table shows the influence of national political parties is going on decreasing day by day. So the results of 15th Lok Sabha, it also shows the Congress party was not in a position to frame the government at central level. There are examples when national political parties are getting more and more positions under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. But before that, it was clear that they are not in a position to gain the majority, and so there is a decline of the influence of national parties at national level. Politics of casteism. The problem of casteism was there before independence also, but after independence, it was also at the extreme. Jayaprakash Narayan, according to him, caste is the most important political party in India. It shows, in other words, we can say, caste in India has been politicized. The number of the political parties and pressure groups made on the basis of caste is growing day by day in India. When we select candidates, in the elections, the castes played a majority role. Then came the next point, personality cult. Personality of Indian leaders plays a major role in Indian politics. Of course, feudal values have been declined, but even then, after independence, not much changes came into it. Even today, some rich and elite people have their control over politics. So there are so many important personalities like Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, uh, Miss Jayalalitha, now in Congress, Mrs. Sonia Gandhi, before that Rajiv Gandhi, Jawahar Nehru, Mrs. Indira Gandhi. It shows that the leaders have put their influence so much on the people, on the voters of India, that they were attracted towards them and they don't bother what the parties are doing. They only prefer what these personalities are doing for them. Next one, in growing influence of money power. Of course, money power has a major role to play in Indian politics. The rich people have their strong hold on politics. During elections, they help the political parties with money, and after the elections, they encash the benefits also. Through the election commission has fixed the upper limit of the money to be spent during election, yet in reality the money spent in these elections is much more. So black money breeds politics. So due to these reasons, money plays a growing influence in populist politics. Many popular slogans are raised in Indian politics by time to time by different leaders. And we can say in India, the political parties adopt populist politics to come to power. The leaders exploit the compulsions of the people by raising populist slogans. 1971, Congress raised the slogan of Garibi Hatao. 1975, 20-point program. Then after that, during these elections also, many political parties raised these populist slogans which showed that in India, these trends are going to be increased. Then practice of outside sports. Of course, in Indian politics, the practice of coalition governments has been increased. Government is taking support from outside from other parties. VP Singh government in 1989, when they formed the government, outside support was given by BJP and left political parties. Again, Chandrasekhar became uh, formed the government in 1990. He also took outside support by Congress party, and whenever they don't like that leader, they withdraw their support. So this tendency is also bad effect upon Indian politics. Next, criminalization of politics. Criminalization of politics, as we know very well, there are so many criminals in Indian politics, and they are creating so many problems for Indian politics. In short, we can say the number of criminals is going to be increased day by day, and whenever these criminals cannot be abolished from the politics, we can't see the transparency and clean and clear politics in India. And at present, we can see there are so many criminals in Indian politics. So, in the history and after independence, there are so many criminalization of politics, and many writers spoke in the favor of that the politics of India should be free from these criminals. Election Commission also was of the view more than 40 members of 11th Lok Sabha and about 700 legislators were such against whom some sort of criminal cases were registered. So this tendency should be removed if we want clear and clean politics. Came setback to the principle of collective responsibility and political society. There is a problem that in India, of course, parliamentary form of government is there, but collective responsibility is going to be declined. Why? Because there is no clear majority is given to any political party, and when no clear majority is given or taken by the political parties, there is a setback to the principle of collective responsibility. In the collective responsibility, we can see all the leaders, all the members of parliament, all the members of legislative assembly are responsible and they are working like a team. But when it collapses, then we will see there is political homogeneity and individual person is not taking any responsible. Then came hung parliament. Of course, it shows the political parties are not in a position to frame their government at their own. So when no political party is in a position to frame the government at their own. Many political parties formed the coalition government, which is known as hung parliament. So, almost after a gap of 30 years, BJP was able to get absolute majority in the 16th and 7th Lok Sabha, and it is hoped that the Indian politics will get rid of the trend of hung parliament. Then came the decline of ideology. There are so many ideologies in Indian politics. In democracy, the political parties plays a special role. The political parties contest elections, prepare the people for elections, form government after winning election, and run the administration of the country. So the opposition parties criticizes the government, and when need arises, provide an alternative team to form the government. Every political party has its own ideology. On the basis of this, we can say there is decline of ideology. Then increasing influence of dynamic politics. It shows dynamic politics means politics is going to be increased, changed day by day according to people's wishes, according to people's desires. So in Jharkhand, we can see Soran family is it shows dynamic politics, and we can it must be in proper regularized decline in the position of parliament. The working of parliament is going to be declined day by day. During Nehru period, it was more than 100. During Indira Gandhi, it was less than 100. And after that, the position of parliament is declining. There is so much uproar in the parliament. So we can say decline in the position of or prime minister's powers are going to be declined when there is coalition government, but whenever the political party is in clear majority like at present 16th and 17th Lok Sabha, Mr. Narendra Modi, he got clear majority. So the powers of prime ministers are increased, but there was a tendency before 16th Lok Sabha that there is erosion of the powers of the prime minister because prime minister was no such powerful as he can gain clear majority. Dominance of charismatic regional leadership. There are so many regional leaders like Shromni Akali Dal in Punjab. There is Prakash Singh Badal and Sukhbir Singh Badal. And at other states also, we can say there are dominance of charismatic political leaders, regional leaders. Politics of blackmailing. Blackmailing means with the advent of the coalition politics, both in the center and the states, the politics is blackmailing has started in the country, and there were many examples of this type. In 1989, NDA government led by Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee has fell down because of the withdrawal of support by Ms. Jayalalitha. So it shows politics of blackmailing. Thank you so much.